Good Sunday morning, everyone. Taking a live look out over the high country, over the Eisenhower-Johnson Tunnel. We are getting ready for a hot day ahead of us, but also watching for some storms. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Anusha Roy. We want to head right over to Chris Bianchi. And Chris, you were just talking about how some of that rain is going to be so welcome for parts of Colorado.
It is. I mean, what we're seeing this morning in Prowers and Baca counties, that's awesome. I can just tell you I can't tell you firsthand, but I can safely say that my friends down there are pretty thrilled about what we're seeing on this Sunday morning. This is Penny, by the way. Penny is thrilled to be here. She's here kind of on an emergency basis, but this is my dog Penny. She's hanging out with us on this Sunday morning. Penny, and I'm sure a lot of you are not excited that it's about 10 degrees warmer this morning compared to where it was yesterday. Penny does not like the heat. She is covered in fur after all, so a lot of creatures like that tend to like the heat. But that said, mid-90s for today for us here in Denver. We do have some afternoon showers and storms around for us. Partly cloudy skies for this morning. We will see those clouds increase for the afternoon. And those temperatures about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. We topped out about 84, 85 downtown Denver, upper 80s at the airport. And I think today about 10 degrees warmer than that. AC Doppler radar seeing some cloud cover mostly south and east of Denver and along the eastern plains. This is where we're seeing some of that beneficial rainfall. Boy, again, this is great news what we're seeing in this part of the state. Prowers, Baca counties. Penny, I agree. We do like it out here in this part of the state. And we'll see some of those showers and storms continue for us. And I think we'll see those increase for us in the high country. A bit more hit or miss for us here into the Denver area. I'm going to kind of explain why we're looking at hit or miss showers and storms here in Denver. And we'll time it out for you in a bit more detail and get you some details on your forecast, your 4th of July forecast. Penny and I will have that for you coming up in a couple minutes.
Thanks so much, Penny and Chris. New this morning, Denver police are investigating a shooting that killed a woman in Glendale. It happened on South Dexter Street near Cherry Street and Kentucky Avenue. Investigators are working to identify a person of interest. That case is being investigated as a homicide. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers at 720-913-7867. Westminster police spent the weekend investigating a deadly stabbing that happened just after 9 a.m. Saturday morning. This is on Melody Drive near 120th Avenue and I-25. Police arrived there to find a man had been stabbed in the chest. He died at the scene. If you know anything about this incident, call police. This morning, we're also learning more about what happened to a man who died during a rafting accident at Dinosaur National Monument. This is in far western Colorado near the state line with Utah. 54-year-old Michael Harp was from Utah. He was a part of a private group that was riding along the Green River Thursday afternoon when their raft was pinned on a rock in a rapid. This is an area known as Hell's Half Mile. Harp went under the water, was trapped underneath that raft. The group was able to free him, but then he drifted downriver. A commercial rafting company then found Harp's body about 10 miles downstream Friday morning. We're also just learning that Harp was a 27-year veteran of the Salt Lake City Fire Department and a captain. He was a dedicated member of the Utah Task Force 1 and then deployed to Ground Zero on 9/11. You're also going to see more park rangers around Chatfield Reservoir this weekend and next. This is after 8 people were rescued from the reservoir Thursday night. And luckily, they're all expected to be okay. First responders say that they've had to rescue more people this month than they normally would in an entire summer. They also said water conditions can turn dangerous really quickly right now. And CPW says the month's hot and stormy weather has not helped either. You just heard Chris talking about another round coming our way today. They're making for dangerous conditions that can cause serious problems for paddleboarders on lakes.
And when you're paddleboarding and kayaking, it doesn't really take a lot of wind to knock you off. So people aren't expecting that to come through. And if you're not wearing your life jacket, you go in the water, you get blown away from your board or your kayak, you're not really getting back to that at all. So that's triggering a lot of rescues.
CPW's focus is to make sure everyone is wearing life vests and is on the water safely. President Biden's campaign raked in millions of dollars after the first presidential debate. Both Biden and Trump campaigns actually brought in millions after that debate. Biden's campaign said that they raised more than $27 million over debate day on Friday. That figure will likely go up after fundraisers this week. Trump's campaign raised $8 million on debate day, but in May, Biden was able to raise $85 million, trying to keep pace with Trump, who brought in $141 million in that same month. Meantime, the Biden campaign said that there is no discussion of the president dropping out. Here's Aaron Gilchrist with more.
Tonight, President Biden attending fundraising events in New York and New Jersey, doing post-debate damage control saying he converted undecided voters and promising, quote, "We're going to win this election." This afternoon, the Democratic National Committee holding a virtual check-in meeting with members and leaders from the Biden campaign. In public, the Biden campaign making clear he is staying in the race, and prominent Democrats making a full-court press.
And you know, the president, above all, is focused on what do we do next? What do I need to go do?
Right now, the people are galvanizing and they're supporting Biden.
You know, I know a lot of the conversation right now is about a debate performance.
And in world news right now, Iran will be holding a runoff presidential election after no candidate secured an outright win. The race is to replace President Ibrahim Raisi, who died in a helicopter crash in May. This election saw the lowest turnout ever for Iran. The Interior Ministry said neither candidate secured 50% plus one vote of the over 25 million ballots cast required to win outright. The runoff election will take place on July 5th. France is facing a pretty stark choice in its upcoming election. A recent poll shows the far-right National Rally Party ahead with 36% of the vote, followed by the leftist New Popular Front coalition at 29% and the president's coalition third with 19.5%. The first round of voting kicks off today with a second one set for July 7th.